Hello again, Maverick traders, and welcome out to your daily currency recap. This is Ankit here, and let's break down today's market price action. It's a Tuesday, March the 26th. Let's get into it. As always, we're going to start with our top-down analysis, taking a look at what's happening in the broader markets, bringing it down to the currency baskets, and then talk about some potential setups here. Let's get into it.
Do you want to be a professional trader? Maverick Currencies is the oldest US-based Forex and crypto prop trading company that will pay you for trading with our capital. Trade our capital and keep 70 to 80% of the profits. We are looking for traders just like you that are hardworking and motivated. Click the apply link on the top right of this video to see if you have what it takes. That link takes you to a 4-minute video that explains the trader position available, and you read a list of FAQs that answer pretty much all the basic questions you have at this point. After watching the video and reading the FAQs, if you're interested, fill out an application, then you'll watch the full-length recruiting video, and then schedule an interview with one of our traders. Are you our next trader?
So looking at our market analysis here, let's just jump right into the numbers and the news. So again, nothing really spectacular happening in the markets. Small pullback in the equities. In the currency markets, things are mostly sideways, but the Swiss franc remained the weakest currency overall, something we have been discussing. And let's take a look at the charts when we get to it. If you take a look at the numbers today, you can see that it was not really a big day. Take a look at the numbers. Every other currency was small percentage higher or lower, but the outlier was the Swiss franc, again down 0.43. Again, it doesn't seem like a spectacular numbers of Swiss franc either, but at the same time, we are seeing that consistent losses in Swiss franc, which is really compounding as we are seeing that pullback continues in the Swiss franc overall. So that's something that is trending strong, but outside of that, we're not really seeing things moving as much here. But there's good opportunities to be had, and I think those Swiss franc pairs continues to be paying off here. Now, outside of that, let's take a look at what's happening in the broader markets. You can see the S&P. Again, small movements, nothing spectacular. Cryptos are small movements. Gold and oil, nothing really has moved as much. Again, remember, this is a holiday shortened week, so we usually get some quiet period. And also, this is the end of the quarter as well, so not expecting a major movements here. Now, here we are in the cryptocurrency. As you can see, Bitcoin holding steady. Bitcoin was down, but then Bitcoin Cash was down, but then Litecoin is the outperformer. So it seems like Litecoin is the one that's just catching up to all the other cryptocurrencies. But overall, if you really look at it, the equity markets were hot and the cryptocurrency markets were hot. Now things are just kind of cooling down here. So we'll find out what happened, but maybe not this week, but perhaps next week. Now, taking a look at our market outlook, let's just jump right into the chart here. Well, it does seem like our markets are getting tired here. Again, we got a nice little breakout here. Look at that. Last 4 days has been nothing but moving down. So every time we try to rally, it's moving down. So again, this is just showing me that markets are tired for the short term. But take a look at this 20-day moving average, how strong it is. So nothing really has changed for me in the equity markets until these moving averages, this gap really kind of catches up. That's really when you know that things are changing in the markets. But till then, it seems like the markets remains bullish. But for the short term, it's in a pullback formation. Now, taking a look at the news for next week, as you can see that this week, we don't have a whole lot. We have the FOMC members speaking on Wednesday. I don't think that's a big mover. And on Thursday, there's some news in the morning, and that's pretty much it. Thursday, midday, I think market's going to quiet down. So pretty much the Thursday is the new Friday, because when we go into the weekend, things quiet down. But because Friday is markets are closed, you can see that we are not really going to see a whole lot of movement. Remember, the currency market is going to be open, but the equity market is going to be closed. But whenever that happens, remember, the broader market liquidity will be absent. So this is, again, not the ideal time to make trades in the markets. Now, let's do our currency analysis and take a look at where the velocity scores are. And looking at the velocity score, you can see that most of the things are sitting right in the middle here. And again, this is what we don't want to see. Again, we have some good velocity of trending score on some currencies, but for now, velocity is not there. Again, I'm not surprised. But look at that, Swiss franc -2. So again, despite of not a broader market movement, we are still having Swiss franc. So anybody trading Swiss franc currency pairs, regardless of what you're trading, has been paying off. So those are the pairs that we'll be taking a look at. So let's just jump right into a trading view. So as we jump in the trading view here, let's just go right into Swiss franc. I don't know, this is again, we talk about quite a bit here that is showing relative weakness, but right now you can see it is breaking lower. Last week the Swiss bank cut rates, and again, they're the first one to cut rates, and that's not good news for the Swiss franc. And if everyone is interested to see the long-term chart, take a look at how high the Swiss franc has been. Let's actually change the chart into a trending chart here. You can see, let's go back to Swiss franc here. See how strong that trend has been on a daily chart. So it has a lot of room to give up, and you can see this is the prior, this is a support. Any basis, any bear rallies, you want to be shorting that. You can see that on a 4-hour chart. We had a beautiful setup on a bear rally setup right here. It went all the way up and broke down here. So any sort of bear rallies, any sort of basis will be good shorting opportunities. On the other hand, dollar is making a nice little high base here. If you take a look at it, we are right in the base here. So I won't be ready to pull the trigger yet on this one until it really breaks above that resistance level. Again, this could be a next week trade, but again, this is something technically is setting up nicely here. But outside of that, you can see that, euro is kind of doing the same thing. Pound is kind of slowed down a little bit here. So not getting a whole lot. Kiwi is the other one that's been trending lower. And I still intend to be short the Kiwi as well. So there's two currencies I really like on the short side, Kiwi and Swiss franc, and that remains my number one trade. Now, what do you want to pair with? Again, this is where if one currency is trending stronger than the other, again, you will see this broader movement happen across the board. Take a look at your Euro Swiss franc. Beautiful, beautiful run. We can go into even currencies like CAD, Swiss franc, and they all are running. Even you take a look at Aussie Swiss franc, that's running as well. So this is again a good time where if one currency is trending nicely, that's what we want to get behind it. Dollar Swiss franc, you can see, is the best one for me here. It's sitting at the highest, has been pretty much since late last year. So good movements. Again, I really like the way things are moving in the Swiss franc currency pairs, and I expect more of that. But outside of that, again, I don't expect a whole lot of movement this week. It's a holiday shortened week. These are the strong neutral and weak currencies, but as always, play relative strength and weakness, have a proper position sizing, and especially as you are up against a deadline for a holiday, this is where you need to figure out your time frame. Today's Tuesday, so we have like another day and a half. Probably by midday Thursday, things will die down. So this is where we want to be looking at the right time frame, maybe 4-hour chart, down to an hourly chart, but nothing too long because we don't have that time to hold that position for longer as we want to close it up before the long weekend. Well, thanks everyone for joining. Have a great rest of the evening. Keep up the good work. Keep good trading. And we'll see you next one. Cheers.